What if a single sentence from a stranger could change your life forever? What if, with nothing in your pockets but a little courage, you could go from begging on a train platform to owning a successful business? This story happened in Cedar Falls, Iowa, a small town with a big lesson waiting on the train tracks. At the Cedar Falls railway station, a 35-year-old homeless man made a living the only way he knew, by asking commuters for spare change. Every day, he wandered the platforms, hoping for mercy, hoping for food, hoping for enough to survive. But one morning, as he reached out his hand to yet another passenger, something unusual happened. A tall man in a sharp suit stepped off the train. He looked successful, the kind of person you'd expect to never give a second thought to a beggar. But when approached, he didn't ignore the man. Instead, he asked,
"You're always asking, did you ever give anything to anyone?"
Then Beggar blinked, confused.
"Sir, I'm homeless. I barely eat. What could I possibly give someone?"
The man replied calmly.
"Then maybe you haven't earned the right to receive either. I'm a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you want something from others, you gotta offer something in return."
And with that, the man boarded the train and disappeared. The beggar stood frozen, the words echoing in his mind. Give something, but I have nothing to give. Still, the thought haunted him for days. He couldn't shake the feeling that the man was right, that maybe people gave him so little not because they were cruel, but because he offered nothing in return. But what could a beggar possibly give? Then, on the third day, sitting on the station bench in silence, he noticed something: wildflowers blooming near the edge of the tracks. And an idea bloomed in his heart. He picked a few flowers, unsure what he was doing. The next time someone gave him $1, he smiled and offered them a small bunch of petals. People were surprised. Some laughed, others smiled. But almost everyone accepted the flowers, and something amazing happened. People began to give more, not just coins, but actual bills. Some returned just to see him. Word spread. There was a homeless guy at Cedar Falls station who gave you flowers in return for change. Soon, he was collecting all the flowers near the station daily. And as long as he had flowers, people gave him money. Weeks passed. One day, standing on the platform with a pocket full of petals, the beggar saw him, the same tall man, stepping off the train. Excitedly, he rushed up and said,
"Sir, today I have something to offer. If you give me something, I'll give you these flowers in return."
The man smiled and handed him some money. The beggar gave him the flowers. The man chuckled and said,
"Well, look at you. You're a businessman now."
Then he walked away. But those words, again, lit a spark in the beggar's soul. For hours, the beggar thought about what the man had said.
"I'm not a beggar. I'm a businessman."
And for the first time, he believed it. He stood up, looked to the sky, and shouted with joy,
"I'm not a beggar. I'm a businessman. I can become rich."
People nearby thought he'd gone crazy, but from that day forward, he was never seen begging on that platform again. Half a year passed. Two well-dressed men were traveling together on a train. One reached out to shake the other's hand and said,
"Do you remember me?"
The second man looked puzzled.
"I don't think we've met before."
"Oh, we've met,"
the first man grinned.
"In fact, this is our third meeting."
He smiled again and said,
"I was the beggar, the one you told to offer something before expecting to receive."
The suited man's eyes widened in shock.
"That was you?"
"Yes,"
the man nodded.
"And today, I own a successful flower business. I'm heading to another city to close a wholesale deal."
He paused.
"You taught me something most people never learn. The law of give and take. That you can't receive until you're willing to offer something first. You changed my life."
Then, two men shook hands once again, this time as equals. Moral of the story: success doesn't begin with money. It begins with mindset. If you see yourself as small, the world will treat you that way. But when you start thinking bigger, when you believe in your worth, even if you're just offering flowers, the world begins to see your value. Give before you ask. Think big. Act bold. Respect your journey. That's the mindset that transforms beggars into businessmen. If this story touched your heart or opened your mind, hit that like button to show some love. And tell us in the comments, what's one thing you have to offer the world right now? We read every comment. I'll see you in the next story. Until then, take care of yourself, keep growing, and remember, even the smallest change can unlock your biggest future. Goodbye.